What if I told you lithium, the king of batteries, is already dying? That the fuel of the EV revolution might not survive the decade? Picture this: midnight streets. A Tesla hums into a charger. Not hours, not half an hour. 3 minutes, and it's done. Full, ready. No lithium, no bottlenecks, just aluminum. Cheap, abundant, unstoppable. This isn't science fiction, it's the tech war about to detonate. Because if Musk pulls this off, BYD and Toyota won't just fall behind, they'll be erased from the race. So here's the question: is Tesla about to kill lithium and rewrite the future in aluminum? For years, lithium has been Musk's thorn in the side. Rare, costly, brutal to mine. But what if he's cracked the code? Picture a battery that's lighter, lasts longer, and costs a fraction of today's packs. The burning question: can aluminum truly dethrone lithium? Can it deliver the speed, the range, the promise Musk dares to make? And if Tesla pulls it off, what happens to everyone else? Before we dive in, hit subscribe, because what's coming may be the biggest EV revolution you'll ever witness. But to see where Tesla's headed, you first need to understand where it stands. These aren't just car batteries, they're mobile power stations, engineered atom by atom to drive farther, charge quicker, and endure longer. Right now, Tesla relies on two main chemistries. First, lithium iron phosphate, LFP. It powers the budget warriors, Model 3 and Model Y, especially across Asia. Safe, durable, wallet-friendly. Yes, a bit heavier, with slightly less range, but for the cost-conscious driver, perfect. Then comes the heavyweight, nickel-cobalt aluminum, or NCA. Born from Tesla's partnership with Panasonic, this chemistry powers the premium beasts, Model S, Model X, and the long-awaited Cybertruck. With sky-high energy density, they pack more punch into less space, unlocking miles of range most rivals can't touch. But power has a price. These cells demand meticulous cooling and constant care. Now step into Tesla's crown jewel, the 4680 cell. Elon Musk calls it a game changer, and for good reason. The secret hides in its name. 46 millimeters wide, 80 millimeters tall. Massive cells brimming with many times the power of the old 2170s, charging at near lightning speed. And here's the twist. This battery isn't simply placed inside the car, it becomes the car. Built directly into the vehicle's frame, it stiffens the body, trims the weight, and unleashes performance like never before. How do you build such a monster? Tesla's answer: dry electrode technology. A leap that slashes production costs and turbocharges manufacturing. In factories worldwide, 4680s are already rolling out, powering the Model Y and preparing the Cybertruck for its stormy debut. Musk's dream? Batteries so cheap that buying a Tesla one day might feel like picking up a new smartphone. Now pause. If Tesla's present is already this advanced, imagine the leap when they step beyond lithium and into aluminum-ion. The auto industry won't just face a ripple, it'll face a quake. And with that, the next chapter of EV technology begins. So, how does it actually work? What makes aluminum ions so extraordinary? The name may sound futuristic, but the idea is strikingly simple. Swap lithium for aluminum, and suddenly the benefits multiply. Let's rewind to the basics. Every battery has two sides, a positive cathode, a negative anode, and an electrolyte in between. When your phone, your laptop, or your car powers up, ions sprint in one direction, releasing energy. Plug into charge, and they race back, refilling the tank. In today's cells, those ions come from lithium, a metal that's rare, pricey, and brutal to extract. That's the bottleneck. So scientists asked, why not use a metal that's cheap, abundant, and lightning fast? Enter aluminum. Here's the picture. On one side, a sheet of aluminum foil. Yes, the same material hiding in your kitchen drawer, only purified to perfection. That's the anode. On the other, a wafer-thin layer of graphene. Carbon arranged so strong, so conductive, it's like an ion superhighway. Plug in and aluminum ions rocket from foil to graphene. Unplug, step on the accelerator, and they surge back, unleashing clean, controlled energy. No explosions, no runaway fires, just raw power, delivered at almost unbelievable speed. How fast? Try this. Lithium packs might need an hour to charge. Aluminum ion? 1 or 2 minutes. Some prototypes just 90 seconds. By the time you grab a coffee, your car is ready to roll. And the story only gets better. Lithium cells begin to fade after 1,000 cycles, maybe 2. Aluminum, 10,000 and beyond. No overheating, no fire risk, just endless reliability. Add to that, aluminum is everywhere, endlessly recyclable, and far safer to source than lithium. Cheap, abundant, sustainable. The metal that could flip the entire EV world on its head. Aluminum is light by nature, making every pack leaner, every mile more efficient, every drive longer. And the beauty? It's cheap. No cobalt, no rare metals, no messy, toxic processing. Plus, it stays cool under pressure, unlike lithium, infamous for overheating, fires, and sudden breakdowns. So why isn't every EV already running on aluminum? The answer is one word: scale. Mass production just isn't there yet. But Tesla and others are racing to close that gap. Give it 2, maybe 3 years, and when the hurdles fall, lithium's crown could be gone. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a revolution in disguise. Picture the possibilities. Cars that charge in minutes, run safer, last longer, and cost less. Aluminum ion doesn't just reshape vehicles, it could reshape the entire battery industry. For over a decade, lithium has ruled as the miracle metal, powering Teslas, stretching ranges into the hundreds of miles, and steering the world away from fossil fuels. But now, that throne is trembling. So here's the real question. Has Elon Musk finally found lithium's successor? Once celebrated as the spark of the EV revolution, lithium was light, reactive, and unstoppable. But success has its shadow. As demand exploded, so did prices. And when demand becomes insatiable, 2 things always follow. Costs skyrocket and shortages hit hard. That's the cliff the EV world is staring at right now. Think about it. Every Tesla on the road carries hundreds of kilos of lithium. Multiply that by millions of cars each year, and the supply crunch becomes painfully obvious. And here's the kicker. Lithium isn't everywhere. The mines are scattered across just a few nations: China, Australia, Chile, Argentina, which means the fate of every EV brand depends on a fragile chain of politics, trade wars, and global conflicts. One spark, and lithium prices explode overnight. Elon Musk saw it coming. He even called it out. The lithium mafia, he warned, had its grip on the EV world. His message was blunt. Without an alternative, electric cars won't get cheaper. They'll only get more expensive. That's the moment aluminum stepped into the spotlight. Why aluminum? Simple. It's abundant, cheap, and everywhere. Unlike lithium, it's not locked away in a handful of countries. From America to India, Africa to Brazil, you can dig it almost anywhere. Easier to mine, easier to refine, safer for the planet. And when built into batteries, it delivers what lithium never could. Picture this: charging in just 90 seconds. Cool, stable, fire-resistant. No explosions, no overheating, no hours wasted at a charging station. For companies, it's a breakthrough. For consumers, a blessing. And here's why the clock is ticking. Tesla isn't just a car maker, it's a battery giant. Powerwalls, megapacks, grid-scale solutions. Energy storage is the spine of Musk's empire. And he knew one truth: if Tesla stayed chained to lithium, the empire could crumble. So he unleashed his engineers on next-gen chemistry. And now, the results are already starting to surface. So, is lithium finished? Not yet. It won't vanish overnight. But the crown is slipping. As aluminum-ion edges closer to mass production, lithium may cling to niche, high-end roles. The throne of mainstream EVs, however, that's already tilting toward aluminum. Cheaper, faster, more reliable. And the ripple effect: panic. Ever since whispers of Musk's aluminum-ion tests began to surface, rival automakers have been losing sleep. For years, the industry rested comfortably on lithium's shoulders. Now, the ground beneath them is shaking. Take Toyota, the giant once content to tiptoe with hybrids, careful never to leap too fast into full EVs. But the moment news broke that Musk's team was pushing aluminum-ion toward reality, alarms went off. Labs in Japan are being refitted, old lithium projects stripped down, rebuilt. Prototypes of aluminum cells, charging in minutes, quietly taking shape. Toyota knows the truth. Ignore this revolution, and Tesla will leave them in the dust. Again. And then there's BYD, the blade battery champion. Their design was once hailed as revolutionary, but aluminum-ion threatens to make it look ancient overnight. Tesla's prototypes? They charge faster, weigh less, promise even greater safety. Reports suggest BYD's engineers are already buried deep in their own aluminum research. The question isn't if they'll pivot, it's whether they can do it before Tesla redefines the standard. And Volkswagen, Europe's EV heavyweight. Billions poured into electrification, a dedicated PowerCo battery arm built to dominate the continent. But now, reality bites. Heavy reliance on lithium could drag them under. Even partner startups like QuantumScape, once focused on solid state, are quietly shifting eyes toward aluminum-ion. For VW, the path is crystal clear: either match Tesla stride for stride in this new chemistry, or watch the market slip away. The battlefield is set. Tesla has fired the first shot, and the rest of the auto world is scrambling to catch up. The era of aluminum-ion isn't on the horizon, it's already begun. So ask yourself, is this just another battery, or the start of something far bigger? The truth is undeniable. This isn't just tech, this is revolution. Just as steam gave way to diesel, lithium is preparing to hand its torch to aluminum. And when it does, the face of the EV industry will never look the same again. For years, the world leaned on lithium, scarce, costly, and scarred by ethical shadows, child labor, water waste, environmental destruction. But Musk's vision? It cuts those chains. No more mining wars, no more fire-prone cells, just fast, clean, safe energy. A future where cars charge in seconds, batteries endure for years, and prices finally fall within reach. And it doesn't stop at cars. This shift reshapes everything: supply chains, energy grids, storage systems, even the way cities are built. Musk isn't just making better Teslas, he's dragging the entire industry into a new era. The stakes? Nothing less than global EV leadership. The companies that move fast will rise as champions. The ones that hesitate, relics of history. Because the race isn't about who builds the flashiest car anymore. It's about who masters the battery. Price, speed, safety. And aluminum-ion may be the ultimate game changer. Right now, the clock is ticking. The first brand to mass-produce aluminum-ion won't just win the race, it will forge the foundation of the next automotive empire. So if you want to stay ahead of this revolution, stay here with us. Like the video, share it, subscribe. Because in the world of EVs, this is where the game truly changes. Reports are swirling. Tesla has already built small-scale aluminum-ion prototypes, tested, verified, and the results? Nothing short of remarkable. The next step is mass production, and whispers suggest it could begin as early as 2026. a masterstroke, pivoting into the very chemistry that may define the future. And here's the twist. If Tesla pulls this off, it won't just compete, it will dominate. Picture it, a Tesla Model 2 priced under $10,000, charging in just 2 minutes, driving 500 kilometers on a single charge. If that vision becomes reality, what chance do Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford, or even BYD truly have? The age of lithium is dimming. A new chapter is already being written, the aluminum revolution. And history leaves us one lesson. When Elon Musk makes a bold move, industries don't adapt, they fall behind. For over a decade, lithium-ion has ruled the EV kingdom. Tesla, BYD, Hyundai, Tata, all marching to the same chemistry. Lithium was king. But a new challenger is rising, fast, aluminum-ion. And the burning question remains, is it truly 10 times better than lithium? Let's break it down. At the heart of every EV sits its battery, and its battery is also its biggest cost. Lithium is expensive, hard to mine, harder to process, costly to ship. Worse still, just a handful of nations control the supply, sending prices sky high. Aluminum, by contrast, is everywhere, abundant, cheap, infinitely recyclable. Switch the chemistry, and suddenly the price of EVs doesn't just fall, it collapses. Picture this. A car that costs 20 lakh today with lithium could drop to 15 lakh with aluminum. That's the kind of price cut that rewrites markets. And wait, another battlefield. Heavy batteries drag cars down, slicing range and slowing speed. Lithium packs are light, but aluminum is lighter still. Yes, today its energy density is slightly lower, but add graphene, that carbon superconductor, and performance doesn't just rise, it skyrockets. Lighter weight, stronger output, faster cars. But here comes the real shocker: charging. A lithium pack can take 30 minutes, maybe an hour to reach full power. Aluminum ion, 90 seconds. Imagine this: you pull into a station, grab a coffee, and by the time you return, your car is full. Charging EVs as quickly as filling a tank of petrol. That's the promise on the table. And then there's safety. Lithium has a dark side: instability, overheating, fire, even violent explosions. Tesla, Hyundai, others, they've all had cars burn because of it. Aluminum ion plays by different rules. No thermal runaway, no sudden blasts. Even under extreme heat, it stays calm. That means EVs you can trust on long road trips, in desert heat, or city traffic jams. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a transformation. Price, weight, speed, safety, every weakness of lithium is being rewritten by aluminum. And that's why the entire industry has its eyes glued at Tesla. Because lithium's cost isn't just financial, it's ecological. In South America's lithium triangle, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, water is drained, landscape scarred, ecosystems ripped apart. And cobalt, often paired with lithium, casts an even darker shadow. Mines riddled with exploitation, stories of child labor staining the dream of clean energy. Aluminum tells a very different story. Its mining is cleaner, its recycling safer, its future far more sustainable. It's abundant across the globe, endlessly reusable, an element that doesn't just power cars, but makes EVs truly eco-friendly. But here's the burning question. Is aluminum ion just a lab fantasy or a road-ready reality? The answer may surprise you. This technology is already proving itself. Tesla, GM, Graphene Manufacturing Group, startups in India, all locked in a race to make it real. And inside Tesla's own labs, whispers say Musk's engineers are already seeing stunning results: lightning-fast charging, rock-solid stability under punishing heat, performance that feels road-ready right now. Of course, hurdles remain: scaling factories, standardizing cell designs, building the next wave of charging networks. But at this pace, Aluminum-ion could hit EVs as early as 2026, cracking lithium's monopoly wide open. So what's the verdict? Smarter, faster, safer, cheaper. The chemistry has spoken. Lithium may have started the revolution, but aluminum looks ready to finish it. And this shift, it isn't just about science, it's about power. Look closely at the strategies of the world's biggest players, and one thing becomes crystal clear. Lithium's grip is loosening, aluminum is rising. The battlefield now is the global supply chain, and three contenders are stepping forward: China, India, and Africa. First, set the stage with aluminum itself. It's no stranger. You wrap food in it. Planes fly lighter because of it. And now this humble metal is preparing to fuel the next great revolution. Unlike lithium, aluminum isn't rare, nor locked to a few nations. It's everywhere, scattered across continents, a resource no single country can control. But the game is already underway. China's move. For years, Beijing dominated lithium, mining, refining, the whole chain. But they see the winds shifting. That's why Chinese firms are pouring billions into Africa, especially Guinea, one of the world's largest exporters of bauxite, the raw form of aluminum. China is buying tomorrow's advantage today, betting that aluminum will dethrone lithium within the decade. India's rise. Across Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand, massive bauxite reserves lie waiting. Companies like Vedanta and Hindalco are scaling fast, armed with government subsidies and pro-EV policies. India isn't just eyeing supply. It wants to be the manufacturing hub for next-gen batteries, producing not only the raw metal, but the finished power cells that could light up the world. And Africa? No longer content to be just a raw material supplier, nations like Guinea, Ghana, and Sierra Leone are rewriting the rules. They want refineries, processing plants, full participation in the battery economy, jobs at home, money reinvested locally. The plot thickens because both China and India are racing to invest there, clashing head-to-head in a battle for control of aluminum's future. But can aluminum truly sustain the EV industry for decades ahead? The answer? Yes, if handled wisely. Mining and refining take energy, but aluminum comes with a secret weapon. It's 100% recyclable. Every can, every scrap, every old battery can be reborn, feeding the supply chain without draining the earth. And the giants have noticed. Rio Tinto, Alcoa, Hindalco, they're scaling back lithium bets and pivoting hard toward aluminum. Old plants are being repurposed into factories churning out battery-grade aluminum built for EV chemistry. And it doesn't stop at mining. Battery makers themselves are rewriting the blueprint. New modules, fresh cell designs, advanced cooling, all built around aluminum ion. Tesla, GM, Europe's energy pioneers. Pilot projects aren't planned, they're live. The shift isn't coming, it's already here.